Next question was going back to metal ceramic. Any indications for semi-precious or non-precious? Yeah, this is a good question actually, because basically for metal ceramic, go non-precious. Going semi-precious, it can make it a little bit easier for the lab to cast it. From a dental point of view, it puts the cost up, but you get no discernible benefit from it. What you need to think about then is going precious. So you can go metal ceramic, but with a high gold alloy. Now that will have a yellow color. So that's going to be something like about 80% gold if it's cast, or something like Captech, which is a foil. Now if you get that kind of yellow color of the gold, there is an aesthetic advantage. And that ties in with one of the other questions about bridges that somebody was asking, well, what do you do for a bridge at the front of the mouth? First thing to do, avoid Emax bridges. The data is very variable and some of it very depressing on Emax bridges, and they always break at the retainer. So don't do Emax bridges if you can help it. Metal ceramic is great for bridges, but it's moderately aesthetic and it's your most destructive. How can we get that bridge looking better? Go gold ceramic. So for a short span bridge, if you go high gold, 80% or above, but stipulate to the lab that you want it to have a gold color, not being palmed off with white gold, where the gold content's lower and it just looks like non-precious. So go gold. The beauty of the gold is that your preparation can be just a little bit more minimal than metal ceramic, because you don't need an opaquer to cover the metal. They can go straight onto the gold, which has this warm dentine-like color. So I still do anterior bridges in gold ceramic, because it's a good balance between a minimal prep and it's also aesthetic. One problem with the gold, it's not cheap. So if you're going to go gold ceramic, you need to be adding on, in kind of UK currency, probably £30–40 a unit to cover your alloy costs. Final type of bridge for anteriors is zirconia. That's quite reasonable for an anterior bridge that you want aesthetic. So you have the zirconia framework, and then on top of the zirconia framework you put feldspathic, and those bridges look beautiful. They look really warm, they're not opaque, they look lovely. Bear in mind that the zirconia with feldspathic on, there is a risk of chipping. There is always a risk of chipping. All of the studies on chipping are on posteriors. So when you do any kind of zirconia bridge on front teeth, warn them about the risk of chipping, let the patient take the risk. Is the chipping getting better? Well, hopefully yes, because the labs are getting better at bonding the zirconia and the feldspathic together. It's still a rubbish bond, because zirconia is a crystalline, homogeneous structure, and you're trying to bond feldspathic to this smooth structure. So there are bonding agents which make that better. In addition to that, they're getting better at getting the thickness of the feldspathic more even, and slowly cooling the feldspathic on the zirconia. It is also very lab dependent. Now, people have been asking me about labs. I use a local lab in Sutton Coldfield called AM Ceramics, and AM Ceramics are very good. I've had no chipping with them as a laboratory, but I do know that certain labs are having chipping, and it's very much how they handle the material. So still be cautious with zirconia for anterior bridges, and it's still pretty much a no-no for posterior bridges. But ask around in your area and see which labs are having good results. So ask your local dentist and see who's having good results with it.